Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not Among Us will survive in the year 2021. Now, this year has been a terrible year in regards to the virus and loads of other things that have affected many people. But for video games, it's been an amazing year because many people have had to sit at home and just play video games all day. I mean, that's what I do regardless of if there's a pandemic or not. I'm basically living in a lockdown 24/7 in my life. But now I'm thinking about it, I live a very sad life. But for a game that came out in 2018 with only 3 developers working on it, averaging around 100 players a day, has completely blown up this year. And I'm not just talking about blown up, I'm talking about in regards to viewership on Twitch, YouTube, and loads of other platforms as well. This game is still holding in a very strong position. Now be sure to let me know down below before we jump into today's video, do you think Among Us will survive in 2021? And now, let's talk about Among Us in 2021. Now, the key reason why I think Among Us blew up in the first place is because it's just as fun to watch on Twitch and YouTube and other platforms as it is to play. In fact, some people prefer watching people play it than playing it themselves. And there are some people out there that have never even touched the game, but they're addicted to watching people play it. And that is purely because this game is focused on friends playing with each other, friends deceiving and lying to each other. And who would have known that lying to your friends could be so addictive? Now, if we take a look at this graph, towards the end of 2018, there were 17 players playing this game. 17 players. You could not even find a game back then. And as you can see, when we get towards the end of July in 2020, we can see that massive spike where the game starts trending and becoming very popular. And we see now it gradually starts to decline, and in the position that we're at now, it is decreasing, but it's decreasing very steadily. And let's bear in mind, this is over on Steam. It doesn't count people playing on mobile. And the most important thing is that it doesn't count the viewership. How many people are watching live streams of this game, YouTube videos, and that is the key part. In terms of viewership, the game is still very strong, and I don't see it decreasing by that much. Although there's not a specific statistic to go on viewership, the game is still holding very strong on Twitch. It's still one of the most popular games, and this is the true advantage that this game has. There is not one other game out there, in my opinion, this year that has been more fun to watch than Among Us. Among Us is addictive to watch, and I've been into streams and only said to myself, I'm just going to stay here for 5 minutes and then I'm going to move on. And I've been in there for a few hours, and that's how addicted it's been watching people stream it. They can keep reproducing this sort of content, adding new maps into the game, new tasks, and also different things, then I think it has a good chance to stay relevant in 2021. And I think the viewership side of things is what's going to keep this game relevant more than anything. Now, there is a reason why this game is decreasing in player count, and I think I know the main reason. That is because if you don't play this game with friends, then it can be very boring, but most importantly, there is no voice chat currently in the game, and that's something that they could do to really increase the game's experience if they added voice chat when you play with random players. But playing with randoms has a lot of problems, including people leaving straight away when they're not the imposter, and also other problems, and it's just not as fun. You don't get that excitement than when you're playing with people you actually know and you're communicating with. So this is why the player count isn't as high as the other popular games. Now, another concern I have for Among Us in 2021, and this is by far the biggest concern, is the competition. Now, Among Us is still a fairly new game to many people. I mean, it did launch back in 2018, but let's be honest, the game was averaging like 20 players, so not many people knew about it, but it's still fairly new and relative to many people. And I think there is a big publisher out there that is working on a game similar to Among Us. And now that Among Us has been established, there's always going to be competition trying to replicate the same thing, but just add their own twist to it. So it could be that a big publisher releases a game similar to Among Us, maybe a 3D version, first person, third person. So it could be that a company right now is working on a similar game to Among Us that they're ready to launch in 2021 with their own twist or change to it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw multiple games that are similar to Among Us launching soon, which could completely wipe this game under the carpet. Now, if I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, after everything we've spoken about, I think this game is going to end up as an occasional game. What I mean by an occasional game is a game such as Uno on Twitch, where occasionally friends will get together, big streamers, they'll play it, and every now and then the game will see a boost in views and a boost in the player base. But I do believe it's already hit its peak. I don't think it's going to hit that peak anymore that we saw a few months ago. In a few years' time, I honestly think people will come back to this game, including big streamers, and occasionally jump on, have fun, but then after they've played, they probably won't jump on for a few months. But nonetheless, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Be sure to let me know your thoughts of Among Us down below in the comment section. I'll be really interested in hearing what you guys have to say. But thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, like, all of that good stuff if you haven't already. Nonetheless, I'll catch all of you guys out in another brand new video. Take care.